Hey, what's going on, guys? This is your host, Jay, and we are live once again here in our studios from Inside Out Network, LLC. It's great to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do very much appreciate it. As always, as you guys can see in the title description of this live tonight, we have a very interesting one for you guys. One that's going to be very obviously controversial. It's going to shock a lot of us if you haven't already heard or seen it. But we are doing something that, should, in a sense, come to no surprise to all of us. We knew this was coming. And this is, again, guys, keep in mind, before we get into the interesting details for tonight's podcast, this is just the tip of the iceberg, as you guys know. And, it is, like I said, guys, it is what it is. And it's very highly concerning, disgusting, just to name a few. And we're going to be tearing into all of the details, which have already been put out there thanks to news media and whatnot. But again, I'm different than news media. I'm different clear across the board. And as you guys know, I bring what I can to the table when it comes to the truth and not the hype and the drama of things. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get in the chat real quick and say hi to everybody that's here. We got Texas Mom. Here she is, as you guys can see on your screen at the corner down there. Texas Mom got in here and said, hello, everyone. Absolutely. Thank you, Texas Mom, for being here. I do appreciate you as always. I know you got a busy life and all that. And again, I will continue to send my prayers for safe and fast healing for your dad with his health issue and whatnot. So again, I hope he's doing okay over there. Much prayers going for that. With that being said, Curtis is in here also. He said it was, I'll go ahead and put it here. He said it wasn't letting me in for some reason. So evidently he was having issues with the site or the stream. I do apologize on that. Everything is, has its own mind, if you will. So I do apologize on your connection issue, but you're in here anyways, nonetheless. Thank you for being here. Curtis also said this. How is everyone doing tonight? Well, Curtis, to answer your question, which I already answered it in the chat, I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there, doing the best I can. Very blessed, nonetheless. Just another day in paradise if you get my drift. With that being said, Tin Man said this. Greetings. Welcome, Tin Man. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. As you know, I understand that your life is different than everybody else's, and you are working at this time. But thanks for being here nonetheless, even during your job. The point is you're still here and you're listening. That's all that matters to me. And he also said this real quick for the record. Greetings, family. Absolutely. And then Curtis gets in and says, hey, Tin Man. And what is that? Curtis also, how is your place coming? Yeah, that's a great question. I haven't seen any updated pictures, even though I know you're doing your due diligence over there trying to get your house fixed. Nonetheless, it looks great from what you've showed me so far. With that being said, Tin Man gets in here and says, forgive me, I'm working and watching at the same time. I already said we understand. And then Tin Man answered Curtis's question solely. It's tough, absolutely. And of course, as you guys know, our good friend Vicky, who's going through a lot over there with her locked up loved one. Nonetheless, say hello to Vicky. And thank you, Vicky, for being here. I appreciate it, as you know. And of course, we do have, let's see, where did it go? Curtis said paradise, haha. I know. Yeah, it's paradise, all right. But anyways, guys, Tammy is supposed to... Oh, well, speaking of which, please welcome our co-host, Tammy, to the show.
Did you say witch?
No, that came out wrong if I did. I apologize. But that's not... I was in the middle of a sentence, and I saw you pop up, and I got sidetracked. Nonetheless, anyways, welcome in, Tammy. How you doing?
It was funny. I thought it was funny.
All right.
Anyway.
So, go ahead.
I want to tell everybody real quick that Orphan Annie reached out to Jay and I. We were able to talk to her, and she wanted to tell everybody she loves everybody. She's just got some stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
So keep her and her family in your in the prayers. Did you let everybody know that we need to be praying very heavily for Cynthia as well?
That was my next thing.
Good. So you're on there. I just wanted to tell about Orphan Annie.
Yes. So before we get into the very disturbing and interesting details for tonight's podcast, ladies and gentlemen, also if you can, if you're in the prayer chain scenario, can you please put a massive amount of prayers to our good friend Cynthia, who you've seen on here before, guys. She follows me. She's a great friend, great person, great. She's going through a lot. She's under a lot of stress. Her son's locked up in a prison in Texas, I believe. Correct, Tammy, in Texas. But anyways, nonetheless,
He's got charges, pending charges, but the that's that's Cynthia's. Yeah, Cynthia's is in
yeah, that's what I meant,
Texas
Cynthia.
here with me. She's about 2 hours from me. But
Okay,
her
well,
son
what I'm
is
yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think like northwest Texas area.
Okay, perfect. Well, nonetheless, what I'm getting at is that she's under a lot of stress, obviously, and she suffered, without trying to go in too much detail, guys, she suffered a health related issue, and she is currently in the hospital as we speak. We're just gonna, send powerful healing prayers, if you guys will, please, and put her in your guys' thoughts and prayers because of the situation that's going on with her. It's very highly. It's nerve wracking. These things are not pretty nonetheless, but please continue to pray for her. She definitely needs it. And I don't know when and if she's ever going to be able to come back in here for right now until she heals. She suffered a pretty massive, what is it called? I just had a brain fart. What did she suffer from again, Tammy?
She has epilepsy.
There you go. My bad. Anyways, a
No,
lot of my but anyways, guys, so please pray for her. She's got paralysis on one side of her face now because of it. I think she suffered a stroke. Yeah. So
I believe so. I think the stress and just everything. She has some support system, but not much of one.
right.
And her and her sister, I believe, are her son's the one son. She has one son that's out, that's not in prison, but
Right.
I think she just really has, and he works a lot. So she just,
Okay.
any kind of love we can send to her. On
Yeah.
another note, I get a special message for Curtis and Tim Man.
Okay, listen up, guys. Listen up, Tim Man and Curtis, please. This is for you. Go ahead, Timmy.
I worked very diligently this weekend. I have one petition format, and Curtis, I have a specific letter for yourself template for you, and you can spread it around. You can use it however you deem necessary. And then I have another letter for Tin Man, and Curtis, you can use a secondary letter with other people that aren't veterans that you may find outreach to. They're basically fill in the blank, but I put a lot of deep thought into them to help with the situations that you both are feeling a lot of angst and feel like you're hitting a brick road all the time. Please share them. Please use them. Please start hitting your representatives and your senators in your state. Maybe reach out to the 4 senators that stopped all the brutality in the federal prison system. They maybe have a softer, gentler ear to see what, after being abused in the system, coming out, the abuse that continues. So I hope those help. They're there. They're tools. Use them and push, push, push. Find like-minded people and get them to help push too as well.
Yeah. And speaking of Tim Man, he gets in here now. It's up on the screen. He said, could use some hope. We all could. And you're in the right spot for receiving it. So just know, Tim Man, like I've said before to you in private chats and whatnot, you're not alone. None of us are. This is a family here, guys. And this is a safe place to feel safe. All right, guys. Curtis also said this. I knew someone who had epilepsy from a car wreck. Yeah, it's not a very pretty thing, guys. It's very scary. But thanks, guys, and hopefully you guys will, appreciate Tammy's hard work behind the scenes. Again, Tammy, from me personally, thank you so much for doing your due diligence over there. I appreciate you more than you know. And then, of course, this is going to be beneficial and helpful for Tin Man and Curtis. So please act on it and tell her thank you for that work, guys. I appreciate it.
Well,
Before we get
thanks. Listen, we're all in this together. It's a battle, and I can do certain things, and other people have other gifts. So I mean,
Yeah.
like
Well,
anybody
yeah.
that wants to put
But
their
from a
gift out there, I'll take it. Jay will take it. We
yeah,
take
but
what we can
again,
get.
from a right, and I absolutely agree with what you said there, Tammy. But from a respectful note, I still got to say thanks. It's just the way I am, who I
No,
am,
well,
and
I
how.
appreciate all of you guys. You guys get me
Yeah,
through too.
yeah.
My
Uh,
lunacy.
right, absolutely. Tim Man said email it if you can to Tim Man. I don't know if you have if you have his email or not. He
I'm
said
pretty
email
sure.
it.
I think. If not, I will.
Vicky said this to you. Thank you, Tammy, for all the help you have all us. So that was from
Oh,
Vicky. Man, that's awesome. This is what I like to see. The massive amount of support from everybody. It warms my heart. But anyways, guys, wait, Curtis said something real quick. Curtis said this, and we're going to get into the details. I'm sure they will just email me. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it will get to you one way or another, Curtis. We got a huge family and connection here, so you'll get it one way or another, whether it's through Tammy or me or something. But nonetheless, we're here. All right. With that being said, where am I at here?
Okay, so I think the one.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Go ahead, Tammy. Go ahead first.
I'm just thinking about our topic tonight.
Yeah, this is a juicy one, and it's a bad one. And again, guys, keep in mind this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is a disgusting case. If you guys are wondering what's going to happen now with this guy, I will tell you from being locked up myself, experience. I will tell you what's going to happen. Number one, he's either going to PC up, or he'll attempt. He will attempt to be on GP, which stands for general population or mainline.
Well, let's keep in mind too, though he has not been convicted yet. But
That is true. But I'm saying if he gets found, what I'm saying is if he gets found guilty,
you're right.
Yeah, I'm saying if he gets found guilty, he will be used and abused. Believe it or not, in prison, they will take advantage of him and milk him for every ounce of his money that he gets. Believe it or not, guys. And let me fix it. I don't know what's going on with this, but anyways, he will, believe it or not, be used and abused, if not hurt in there. So most likely he will PC up because of his status, his popularity, and his fame. He probably will PC up. He probably won't be on mainline or general population, but nonetheless, he's going to do what he can to try to get himself lowered the sentence or off. Real quick to update you guys, if you guys haven't heard the news, here it is. His bail was denied by the judge that is taking care of this case, it looks like. And here's why his bail got denied. His bail got denied because he's considered a flight risk. He's got money. He can skip state or skip country.
Well, you know that I believe his son flipped on him to protect himself.
Yeah,
that's where some of this started. But this is what I've been seeing a lot of today, and I don't know about you, because I know we've been watching it for a couple of days. You and I both been going back and forth.
Oh, it's
but I am seeing a lot of chatter about how funny that they found the Diddy tapes, but the Diddy list, but they didn't find the Epstein list. And that has been out all over. And funny how they have the freakons, the freaky freakons or whatever, but they don't have the Island Times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm seeing all kinds of, and these are friends of mine that I'm just like, no, 40
right. Well, we're going to get into We're going to get into the details, as you know, Tammy. And this makes me disgusted how this all transpired. But again, like I said, when I say tip of the iceberg, guys, what that means is this ain't just going to be done with him. A lot of other stuff is going to come out. Just like either that or
he's going to flip to protect himself. He's going to start telling on everybody.
A lot of snitching. Yeah, it's not over until the fat lady sings. But okay, guys, let's go. And Tim Man said this real quick. He said this in the chat. It's up on the screen. Remember, innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Yes, but it's actually backwards. Actually, you're actually guilty until proven innocent in court of law, in my opinion. But thank you, Tim Man, for that. You're right. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the share screen. I got some videos and some data to show to you guys tonight, thanks to my co-host Tammy and whatnot. But real quick, there is one video that is going to be a little bit lengthy. I'm not too sure how long, but let me pop it up here real quick. Come on, cooperate. Hit allow. There we go. All right, here it is. All right, this is all credit and whatnot. As you guys can see on the screen, this is CNN's information. And you guys can see here what I was telling you about the bail. It got denied because the judge, I'm sure the judge is not stupid. The judge knows. But we're going to go ahead and break down all the details in this. I believe there's a video, right, Tammy, on this, or is this a read-only thing? I don't remember.
I think is that the video in the right corner? I'm not sure what.
Oh, right here. I was looking for something bigger.
I'm not sure. I mean, in mine, I'm trying to look, but I will tell you.
There's no worries.
Let me see. Does it say it under that?
Yeah. It says Sean Diddy Combs attorneys on whether the star was surprised by his arrest.
Let me go to it so I can see if
right.
it will show where the video is. If you got to scroll down a little more or not. Nope, I think that's the one. Go ahead and hit that video.
Okay, so I'll play this again, guys, for the record and for verbal information. Of course, also, I got to say this verbally too, guys. Two things. One, viewer discretion is advised for tonight's show because I'm pretty sure some of this is going to end up being graphic in some circumstances because of the details and facts of the case. Anyways, again, all credit goes to CNN for putting this on. Thank you for doing so. Anyways, here's their video that they did on this, and pay attention to it, guys.
The Labor Day sales event has been extended at Honda of South Miami.
I can't do nothing with the ads.
So, on my phone, you can get a new Honda Civic for just $73.
The real question is, did he do it?
For just $79 a month.
Yeah. I apologize for the ads, guys.
Plus, don't miss out on our used car sales event happening now at Honda of South Miami, a member of Morgan Automotive, Florida's largest automotive retailer. When you make it Honda of South Miami, we make it happen.
Yeah.
Our reporter who was in the courtroom today said that he appeared to have a stunned expression on his face. Was he surprised that he was arrested last night?
No, he definitely was not. I mean, I told him myself in early September, you are going to be arrested soon, and you're going to be charged with racketeering, and you're going to be charged with sex trafficking. So come to New York. It wasn't a long conversation. He agreed. So we knew this was coming. And in fact, we offered that he would turn himself in.
So if there are these witnesses and victims, and as you're saying that you believe it's one victim and 49 witnesses who saw this behavior, that's pretty powerful, though, to have that many people who have, if they go to court and argue that they witnessed this behavior by your client.
Well,
what's your defense against that?
So my defense is very well established. I interviewed myself with different men who were being brought sort of into Mr. Combs and this person's intimate situation. I've flown around the country. I've interviewed a large number of them. There's not the slightest inkling, according to the interviews that I've done, of anything that's coercive, non-consensual. Nobody was too drunk. Nobody was too high. These were adults in a relationship. This is a 10-year relationship. We can't forget that. This is a 10-year relationship, and it was adults and consensual, and everybody who was there wanted to be there. So I feel very confident in our position.
You said you interviewed the men, but what about the women?
I haven't interviewed the woman. The woman's not available to me. She's presumably a grand jury witness, and we would not. We cannot try to interview a grand jury witness.
Well, there you guys go on that. That's interesting. Let me try to get out of this real quick. So, as you guys can see, are you still there, Tammy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Very interesting indeed, right? What's your take on that? And then we'll go ahead and show some more stuff here.
Well, a lot of those men are celebrities and public figures, so some of them are going to want to be hard pressed not to drag themselves through the murky waters with all of this, because we have a situation where there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of innuendos about certain other stars that were kind of held. The way they put it, they said that he was if you go into the article itself, the indictment itself, I can kind of
Is it on this page or the other thing that you sent me?
The stuff that was sent was there, but the indictment itself,
Okay, let me see if I can find the indictment here.
There's a little link if you go. Let me tell you where it's at. It's in the. It says what we covered here today. Nobel about the indictment.
All right, hold on a minute. Let me
go into the article
what is
itself.
This? Hold on a minute here. Okay. This is the other thing that you sent me. It's it's from TMZ. I'm trying to find, because like I said, I only got the two things that you sent me. I didn't.
In the first thing I sent you, what we just came off of. If you can go back
CNN.
to it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you go right there, it says it should say he's going to. Okay, that's that part. Keep going down, and it says past the. Where is it? It's before you get to the part that you highlighted about Sean Diddy Combs will be held at the Metropolitan. I don't know if it didn't load right on yours, but
I don't know. I don't see. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to.
Sean Diddy Combs will be denied bail and will remain in federal detention. Judge rules.
Okay. Well, okay. 1 second.
I think you're too far down, but
okay,
I can read it if you want me to. I'm not sure.
Right here. Sean Diddy Combs denied bail and will remain in federal detention. Judge rules. Right here.
Okay, so go down slower, and it's going to say what we covered today.
Okay.
And then the next part about the indictment, right there. And then
right here.
You see the last sentence that says full indictment here.
The
very last sentence.
I got. I'll click.
It's a link.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, thank you.
By CNN again as well, guys.
Okay, thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome. So it says Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking in a federal indictment unsealed Tuesday in New York. Combs is expected to plead not guilty, which he did. He pled not guilty. Sorry, I had an ad pop up. I'm so sorry. In the charges, and that was his attorney, and then it has the actual indictment on there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it. I want to see what it's a 14-page indictment. Let me see if it's going to be a lot. So if any of y'all want to read this.
Hey Harvey, I just got your message. For some reason, I'm not getting a lot of the message, but anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hey Harvey, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Tim.
Let me see if I can kind of read the indictments off. I'm going to try.
Here's count one. I got count one right here.
Okay, count one. It says that he abused, threatened, coerced women and others to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. And so some of that was that he used his business empire to do so, and created a criminal enterprise where members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. That's the first indictment. Number two was that he operated his business and headquartered various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of state-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, and Combs Global. And they said that what he would do is that his business included, among other things, record labels, recording studio, apparel line, alcoholic spirits, and marketing agency and television network and media company. I don't know why that's a number two or even what that has to do. Just that he used the business.
These are disgusting, gosh dang charges. Man, this is going to get bad.
But remember how they do this, that you could be stealing a lawnmower out of a shed, but that's burglary of a building or a habitat if it's attached to the house. You know, some of this, I don't want to say too much till it really happens. I do believe he's done some illegal things. I'm not saying he hasn't. But I'm also saying that I know and you know how they like to puff up the charges, and he's not gonna be the only one indicted when this is over with. I have a feeling.
Hey, Redeeming.
Trust me.
Thank you for being here, Redeeming. That was a funny comment. Thank you.
What
But
did
yeah,
he
you're
say?
right.
I missed it.
Redeeming said, dude, what? I think the way he talks is he gets me rolling. He's so funny sometimes. He said, dude, what the dastardly evil plot was P. Diddy or P. Diddler, the newest villain in the Batman's Rooster. Holy hip hop street SVU show, Batman.
We
Yeah,
got to
you're
get
right.
him to do one for Epstein too, so we can get them both up here.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
that his Robin to the Batman, or is
Yeah,
he
it's something.
The evil side of Superman, or what? Epstein.
Curtis
Let's try and figure it out.
Curtis goes, we need Batman. All right. I don't think Batman is going to save him at all in this. Go ahead.
So in 3, the defendant engaged in persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals. This abuse at times was verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As this pattern of abuse comes, manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. At times, Combs and others acting in his direction made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence.
Good Lord.
This is the other one. It was this number 4. Among other things, he was assaulted women, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. These were assaults at times witnessed by others, included one instance at a hotel. I'm sure we've all seen the hotel video from March of 2016. We are now in 2024, so this has been going on a long time.
Yeah. I knew the truth was going to come out eventually, but man, this is disgusting.
The violence was not limited to women. It extended to his employees, witnesses, his abuse, and others. And then the next one was, it's kind of like the same charges over and over again. They just add more or reword it. So the indictments that are on there, like number 5, is the same stuff about using the staff and high-ranking supervisors and other close associates to cover up the crimes. That's what number 5 is. Number 6 is he used his business, which we already said was number 2. They're doing it again in number 6, but they used it a different way. They're using all his aliases under his professional name and his own name. Because remember, he owned Sean.
Yeah, he had a lot of connections with a lot of stuff, a lot of businesses, a lot of pull.
That was his clothing line. So they all of these businesses that he was under, now they're saying his name, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, PD, Love, all of that was used to persuade people into forced labor, trafficking, prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. That was number 6. So they're using his own name as an indictment, each name individually under that one.
Imagine that.
So 6 or 7 counts under one thing. The Combs Enterprises, now they're using that one, consisted of Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, PD, and Love, entities within Combs business, including and not limited to Bad Boy Enterprises. So there you go again, the business. They're breaking it up another way, another charge. Number 8, same thing. And they're doing it in the Southern District of New York on that one. Number 9 is his name again. And then number 10 is about his name, business name again being used. And the supervisors and people in his employees. the purposes of his stuff. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, guys. You guys would have to go read this. It takes hours, but there's a lot of that's an actual indictment, court paperwork.
Yeah.
So feel free to keep
Yeah.
looking at all the counts and how much.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
There's a lot there, guys. And again, I could have sat there and gone through all of it, but it's very detailed, very graphic, very disgusting, and turns my stomach that we're dealing with, what you see there in those documents. Trey Stone's in here, and he made a great point here, and I'm going to try to speak it here. He said, I hate to prejudge, which, I get it. No judgment from me. He goes, I hate to prejudge and mere suspect. It's just confirms not only a two-tier justice, and I've been saying that a long time, not just Trey. This is definitely a double-edged sword, two-tier system, absolutely. Says here between the rich and the poor, absolutely, but the misdirection of attention and resources to convict small-time criminals. Yeah, you can definitely see the difference between the two, absolutely. But anyways, Redeeman, what's up? I see you in here, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Redeeman said this real quick, and to the people that are not in the chat but are here, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We got, believe it or not, 22 people in here tonight, so we're getting close to getting to where we were last time. Thank you guys for being here. Redeeman said this, so he swings both ways for women and men. It's
absolutely. I recommend you all go listen to Justin Bieber's song, Lost.
Yep,
I think
absolutely.
It's Lost. Go listen to the lyrics of that and really listen to it, because he has come out and said some things.
I think Bieber and a few other individuals have also been assaulted by P. Diddy. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, the other one is the second article, P. Diddy. I believe it's the one that I sent you.
Yep. We'll go. Do you want to do that one now?
Yeah, because I would like us to get in the chat, and I will read this if you want me to, because I actually took a screenshot of the two messages that he put out. This is another rapper. His name is Boozy Badass. He has come to P. Diddy's defense after the bad boy Mughal was denied bail. An expected outburst for him at this point, but his reasoning may still surprise you.
Yeah.
I really want to read these. Let me get these up on my phone. There's when you scroll down, there's two little things that he put out on social media.
Okay.
It really hit home for me, and I'll tell you why in just a second. First one, he said,
this is coming from, sorry, Tammy, I apologize. This is coming from TMZ, I believe, TMZ hip hop section of their website or webpage. Again, all credit goes to TMZ. I'm not taking any of it. Go ahead, Tammy.
Okay, so Boozy said, I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous entertainer has done. Flew bitches out for threesomes. He's just freakier. We actually go call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be with their partners for sex, ? If that's the case, if you've been flued out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, 80% of the women reading this in trafficking, #hell nah. You're a celebrity. You got to fly blank in. Y'all all know what word that is. I don't need to get into it. And how else you got to get the blank? You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was pissed off at this end. Like he really got a problem, but facing life in prison for doing basically what so many other entertainers has done. #disagree. And then he goes on to say, I'm starting to feel like the sex trafficking, and he put it in quotes, charge for flying bitches in for threesomes will be a tool used to take down hip hop artists and celebrities. Just think about it. Who flying they in to turn up? ? Who always in a different city and got to go fly blank to them? ? Who ain't tripping and go give their sex partner a little change? ? Think about all this. blank for real. If
Mhm.
you fly a chicken and y'all turn up and you give her a little change so she's straight when she go home, that's hashtag sex trafficking. I want y'all to hear this. Sex trafficking, hashtag rappers, hashtag athletes. Remember, Jay, what I told you about
I know.
sports?
It's amazing. It's always a hashtag. Yeah, go ahead.
No, the athletes, I'll tell you in a minute. And hashtag D boys, hashtag politicians. Be careful who you flying in. So basically what he's saying is he doesn't like that P. Diddy has done some like violence against women and things like that. He
Mhm.
said, but they are disrespecting this women by calling them prostitutes just because he flew them into a party or whatever. Basically, he's saying, and I know this happens for a fact, colleges in athletics,
Mhm.
parties, women, drugs, sex, atmosphere, same crap. How many professional athletes have we seen get in trouble or be accused of doing SA or this or that? The whole atmosphere with that and celebrities, and he's calling out politicians too.
Yeah.
So think
Well,
about it. They're calling it all out on the table now.
yeah. Like I said in the intro of my video, guys, pay attention. This is just a tip.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is,
I think we're fixing to see the Titanic sink. And when I say that, there's going to be pro athletes, there's going to be politicians, there's going to be actors, actresses.
I,
Um,
I bet you
it's
there's
going to
going to be
blow
a
up.
list. It's going to be a list, and then the list will be hidden. There'll be another generic, or not generic. I'm sorry, another copy, if you will, of what they did with Epstein. They're either
Yep,
going
they're
to.
going to bury it.
Here's what's going to happen, and again, this is my prediction. I hate to assume shit or predict shit, but I'm going to keep it real. I think they're going to try to kill this man, and we're not going to get the answers. So, and again, because Hollywood's been exposed, P. Diddy knows stuff. Other people know stuff. I also believe P. Diddy is involved with Tupac's murder. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get nasty, folks. This,
Yep,
like I
I
said,
think there's going to be a whole lot of people ratting on a
this
whole
isn't
lot of other
over.
people out. There's going to be a lot of stuff come out of this. So, because girlfriends are going to start talking, hired help's going to start talking. It's gotten so big with this one, but this is what I'm just going to say it. It pisses me off.
Go ahead.
I think it sure is funny how we put all the business of minorities and poor people out there, but you let a rich mother effer. Like, I mean, for real. What in the heck? Like, you know why they buried Epstein stuff?
Preach. Yeah,
Because all the judges,
look, Epstein.
all the Congress members, all the former presidents.
Look,
Come on.
Epstein wasn't. He didn't unlive him himself. He was murdered.
Oh yeah, he was.
And I can tell you how that is. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details on how you can do it, but in the neck, in the throat area, in the neck, there are certain bones that can't be broken unless there's a certain kind of force to be put onto it. The autopsy showed that, ladies and gentlemen. So what does that mean? Well, you can't, when you unalive yourself, I'm not going to get into details how you do it, but when you do that, you can't break those bones even if you tried.
You can't do it
Somebody else.
yourself.
You can't, basically, yes, you can't do it yourself. Somebody else has to do it for you. So what does that mean? He was murdered. He was
And
silenced.
he was on suicide watch anyway.
Yeah. Well, and the cameras didn't work that day. So, ironically.
That's what happens in every jail, in every prison, every time they go to find something, or somebody's unalived, or there's an assault, or there's a this or that. Yeah.
Yes,
How funny the cameras don't work. Here's
on
what
that
I
day,
want to say.
just like 9/11, the cameras didn't work either. Sorry.
I've asked a couple people that played sports, like I'm talking college and
Yeah.
professional. I've had some conversations very recently. because of all of this coming out. Because when I saw that and read that, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Remember our private talk, Jay, when I told you that part of the atmosphere for a young, impressionable 18-year-old going to play college ball or college baseball,
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
college anything that's popular,
Mm-hmm.
basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Their thing is, hey, we go play our game, and then we get done having our game, and then we go out and we have heavy nights of drinking. There's drinking, and there's partying. There's sometimes drugs.
Yeah.
Some of them get away with it, believe it or not. And then there's lots and lots of sex.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Hey, she's checking you out. You better go bang that one. Or let's compete and let's see how many we can get one night. And it happens.
Right. And here's the thing. And you're right, Tammy. And I agree with you. And here's the thing. Going back on to Mr. Diddler here. I hate to say it, but yeah. Anyways, going on to P. Diddy here for a second. Remember, Tammy, me and you did a show on addiction and certain kinds of addiction. You said the word just a minute ago, the 3-letter word. We are dealing with obviously a buttload of kind of addictions out here today, and everybody's got some form of addiction. If you say you don't have any kind of addictions, maybe you need to. We all have certain kinds of addictions. P. Diddy obviously had a major, dirty, deviant addiction, and he needed help. But the problem is he got so caught up into it because, again, when you're rich and famous, ladies and gentlemen, when you lose all touch of reality, folks. You don't realize, because you get caught up in the hype of the, I'm rich, I'm invisible,
I'm untouchable. It's an invincibility thing.
He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. What I'm getting at,
they can't be harmed.
Exactly, that's my point. But my point being here is he was so hooked and so addicted to these things, he doesn't even realize, folks, and keep in mind, he doesn't even realize that what he's doing is wrong. He thinks it's normal. But now he's lost his freedom, and no amount of money he has in his bank account right now is going to get him out. Tammy?
That's why I was saying on the whole thing, when we did the love and sex addiction, we probably need to delve further into that, because this is a whole vicious cycle, and it happens. The more money, the more that they the more money, the more fame, the more hoorah behind it. There's a whole look at Trey Stone, dirty prisons, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Tom Hanks. The list goes on and on. See, we're in a society now where you can't hide from it anymore. Your shit will get exposed eventually.
Yeah, you can't hide. You're going to get caught.
And it just, it makes me absolutely sick. Both sides of the aisles, Curtis, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but that's the dang truth.
And here's the thing. Again, he got so caught up in the bullshit. Yeah, he got so caught up in the bullshit. Speaking about P. Diddy here, guys, folks, that he lost all touch of reality, and now he lost his freedom.
Yep.
He can't buy his freedom now. So, and the downside is now, what's the next direction? What's going to happen next with this whole entire situation as a whole? Well, guys, here's the reality. Here's the truth behind it. And you're not going to get this anywhere else, believe it or not. The truth is, number one, like I said before, he's going to talk. If not, somebody's going to silence him. We're going to have another deja vu / Jeffrey Epstein moment. Keep that in mind. But that's just right now, I hate to say it, speculation. That's my prediction. Secondly, the individuals, when he gets found guilty and goes to main population or general population or mainline, there's different ways of putting that, he's going to get taken care of in there, especially with these type of charges. There's minors involved. There's women involved. Something that you can't have on your jacket when you go into prison, because again, you're going to get dealt with in there. You're going to get screwed with in there. You're going to get hurt in there.
They're going to have to keep him isolated, and that alone's going to drive him nuts.
Yep. His luxury lifestyle, he'll be, instead of eating like a certain nice sirloin steak at a very high, rich 5-star restaurant, he's going to eat top ramen.
He's going to be in there. He's in the same jail that Ghislaine Maxwell
Yeah.
Epstein's. Can you imagine that? Imagine that, Jay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same
Do you,
county jail.
so Tammy, you think just like I do, you think he's going to probably end up getting silenced then, or do you think? I
If
think
he
that.
does, I'm going to tell you this. There's so many people involved in this that have already spoke out and said too much that I don't think, even if they put him under, I think a lot more is going to come out about this one than Epstein because.
Tim Man hit it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. I'm going to tell you right now, there's
He'll
a
pay
lot
off
more
the DA.
people. There's going to be a lot more people that are going to come out and tell it.
Yeah.
I thought so too, Trey Stone, about that one myself. Anthony
I wouldn't even. I don't doubt it at all.
And he was on Food Network. He was on Discovery Channel, Foodie, Chef. He was the arrogant.
Well,
yeah.
Here's my take, Tammy. And here's my take, Tammy, and everybody in the chat. And thank you guys again for being here. I appreciate you guys. Here's my take on this. I believe a lot of victims are going to come forward. How many victims on that list? I heard it's massive. There's a lot of victims, guys. And there's, again, not to be gross or sounding like I'm being weird. There was cases after cases of lube that they that the feds picked up. This is
bottles of baby oil and
why do you need so much? What was that all for? I mean, that's very disgusting. If you had to have stockpiles of that, and that should tell you something how deviant he was and how gross and how addicted he was to this 3-letter word. Go ahead, Tammy.
I'm just like we talked about the mental health issue. You know, that's one of the things that if you go on to read about what Boozy said, Boozy Badass said, he said that he needs mental help, not prison. Well, okay. Jump on our bandwagon, Boozy. Here's a shout out to you. Come on the show if you want.
That's what I said. I've been saying it for how
your intake and your site about all of this. Come on, Boozy. We're ready. We want to hear it because we've been preaching all of this for a long time. A lot of people need mental health.
So instead of, again, you're on point. He's on point. A lot of people are on point. Instead of prison, why can't we figure out what caused this in the first place? We deserve answers. And
we know why, but nobody wants to deal with those problems because there's too much money to be made by locking everybody up. See, they lock him up. Who gets his money? Who gets his millions?
That's another great. That's another great question, Tammy. Right now, why he's locked up and has no access to his funds that I know of, because I know I didn't have access to mine. I had to have my wife send me stuff and put money on my books and whatnot. So I had no finances or any control of that. So the question again, who's controlling his finances now? What's going to happen to all his millions?
Business managers and lawyers and all that good stuff. I'm sure some of it's been getting shuffled around to a degree before all of the charges the indictment played in. I don't know. He probably shifted some of the funds to other people, and I would have. I mean, I'm not going to give it to the state or the federal government if I don't have to.
Well, don't be surprised if the feds don't put a lock or a hold on his accounts.
Well, I'm saying if he shuffled money into other people's names, they can't touch it. I mean, I'm sure there were legal ways. That's the advantage of, just FYI, anybody that does have money. I don't know any. But if you do have money and you know you're getting locked up, before that indictment hits your butt, you better go take it out and give it to whoever you're going to give it to.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he has to deal with taxes. Yeah, there's taxes involved in all this. But also on top of that, depends if you use cash or a card or a check. You got to trace that stuff too if it's involved in any kind of crime, which obviously he's being accused of a lot of different dirty ass crime related issues. I'm sure they're going to try to chase. They're going to trace back all his spendings.
Oh yeah, that's why. Why do you think that they kept putting all the indictments under his business and his names, his aliases, his popular aliases that he copyrighted and did all the stuff with?
Yeah, look at Trey Stone's comment, Tammy. Can you see it on the screen? I put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
And here it is. He said this. Thank you, Trey. Appreciate you over there. Hope you're doing good in your neck of the woods. Welcome in. He says this. It's not just the crimes. Absolutely. There's more to it. I get it. It's the purpose of the Epstein Island. Absolutely. I believe there's a tie to this somewhere. The CIA facilitated it to get blackmail material. Absolutely. CIA, which I don't trust. I don't trust any government entity, to be honest with you guys, was trafficking underage women and took over the puppy fields of Afghanistan. Wow, I'm not surprised. And of course, there's another government entity that I have no respect for is CPS. Can't stand CPS. CPS, as a whole, when it comes to children, is the biggest kidnapping organization out there. Real facts. CPS is the biggest kidnapping organization out there on top of what you're seeing here tonight.
They're not properly trained either. Some of them.
No, they're not.
Most of
but
them.
They kidnap your child and then they put them in more abusive type homes. What's the difference? With that, thank you, Trey, for that. I appreciate you. Curtis gets in here and says this real quick, and this is where we open this up for everybody in the chat. It's just disgusting. Nonetheless, I'm getting counseling for depression and PTSD. Thank you, Curtis. That's great news to hear. I'm glad to hear it.
Curtis, I absolutely love hearing that, and I commend you. That's a very brave man that you are to go down that road.
Takes a lot of guts to admit that.
Yourself, a lot of guts, a lot of honor, a lot of I can't tell you enough. Much love, and I'm so happy you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Curtis, for taking that step. That's what we've been trying to help you with, and I'm so glad that you're looking at help. You definitely need it, and we are here to be one of the biggest supporters for you. So just know you're not alone. Thank you for taking that step. With that being said, and there's nothing wrong. Oh, and by the way, don't be ashamed thinking it because you're embarrassed for asking for help. No, you're doing the right thing. Vicky said this. They are a joke, CPS. Absolutely. I had no trust in them. I've dealt with them before. Anyways, CPS equals child procurement services.
Procurement, like they are picking children.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a great. I get it now. Thank you for breaking that down to me. But nonetheless, you're absolutely correct, Tim, man. Thank you for that. So this is where you guys can get in the chat and put your guys' 2 cents, 50 cents, $1 if you want into the chat and let me know what you guys think about this P. Diddy thing. Keep in mind, guys, this is going to open a can of worms. You think this story is breaking news? Just wait. The shit is going to hit the fan. I'm telling you guys, this is a start. Tammy, or what's your whole entire take on all of this?
I just think that the whole thing of, I think that's part of the reason they want to shut like TikTok down. It's because you get on there and you see the real. They want X or Twitter to be shut down. People are getting out there and they're speaking their truths. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's an everyday person like yourself or myself, or or anybody that's in our chats. It's even celebrities. There's an awareness now. You know, all this stuff went on back in the heyday too. Come on, think about it. We had, God rest their souls, the ones that are no longer here with us, but like JFK, for example, Marilyn Monroe, JFK, the mob.
Imagine
the whole conspiracy behind that. I've read about every book on JFK that you could ever imagine in this assassination. Yeah. I was enthralled with it. But and then we had Clinton with Monica Lewinsky. I mean, that it goes on and on and on. But now we're at a point where it's almost like they're getting celebrity status for doing it too, though. I mean, like, you're not hearing listen, if you did that or I did this kind of behavior, say for some reason we had a lot of money and we did this behavior, but on a smaller scale, we would be hung from a tree somewhere. You get me?
Oh, I get you.
It's a sensational story with the media. The media angers me because they don't.
They're biased.
They don't give a damn. They really don't. You can't get the truth. You got to dig. You got to really, really dig for the truth in all of this.
They're biased, judgmental, and it's for ratings and money, clicks and views and likes. And that's it. They don't give a damn about truth. Truth doesn't sell, like I've said before to you guys. And keep in mind, that's the reason why I get so much hate. Independent journalists, independent people that do these podcasts on all grounds and levels don't get taken seriously, believe it or not. And when you turn on the news, you think somewhere in the back of your mind that that's the truth. They're speaking facts. But at the end of the day, somebody else did something completely different, what that news agency just spread out or talked about. So this is the part I can't stand. Look, I don't even watch the news, to be honest with you guys anymore. I don't have any favorite news channel. I don't watch news. I do my own due diligence, like Tammy and everybody here, and I find my own facts and do my own fact checking. And at the end of the day, when I do these videos, these lives, these pre-recorded events, or my shorts, I come with facts and I go like this and show you, here you go, or something like that. And this is I don't get a lot of respect for showing facts because, again, facts, truth, and all that just doesn't have a price tag on it. But as Tammy said to me in a private chat way back, this is the year 2024. I'm starting to see it, and Tammy sees it. This is the year of truth. It's starting to come out. Truth is going to have its day. It's having its day now. You're seeing it now with this story. And again, truth is going to start, becoming popular again, and and hype and drama will not.
Hi, Cadillac. Welcome. Thank you.
Hey, Cadillac, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you for the first time. I know you've been following me, watching me. I was wondering if you're ever going to pop in here, but nonetheless, highly respected for you coming in here, and welcome in. Thank you so much for being here, Cadillac.
So my whole deal with it, I personally, I would like to see this be the toppling of all the bullshit right down to the very core, the base, the ground. It's kind of like an old house. You can love the old house and love the old house, but if the bones are no good, the structure's no good, let that shit collapse and rebuild it the right way. That's what we need.
Yeah. Hey, Cadillac. Yeah, absolutely. And I look at it like this. I think, and I might catch a lot of slack for this. I don't know if you agree or disagree with him, Tammy, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to stay over my time a little bit. It's getting close to the hour, but I don't care. I'm going to keep going. This is important. Anyways, I look at it like this. My take on this is I think we need to get rid of Hollywood as a whole and start from the ground up fresh and rebuild it.
I think that we need to get rid of the justice system as a whole because we know it's not justice. And I think that it's all intertwined together, to be honest with you.
It is, but I'm saying what I mean.
Has had a love affair with our Congress members and Washington for way too long. They've had a lot of lobbying and influence, and they're actually the ones causing the problems, all of them.
I agree.
Together, I'm not being mean. There are government agencies that could be really good and do really amazing, phenomenal things, but they're not allowed to operate the way they really need to. And the real boots on the ground will say it. And that's what gets to me, is that they're all out having their freak-ons. I'm going to call it out, freak-ons.
Good night, Curtis. Thanks for being here. Take care, buddy.
Washington, Hollywood, they're having their freak-ons together.
Oh, they're all connected. Absolutely. And I look at it like this. When I said rebuild, basically get rid of all the corrupt, dirty ass people that are in Hollywood and start from the ground up. I know, but I'm saying because
I agree with you, Jay, but it's everybody, right? I mean,
no, absolutely. I'm saying because there's Hollywood, and then of course there's some of the big corporations like Disney World and Disneyland. There's gross people in there. It's everywhere, and all of a sudden, all of this crap talking about this type of a topic, believe it or not, is starting to come out. And
guess it's just all our money funded their little islands and their little parties and stuff.
I know, and my hands are dirty too. Yeah, I know.
Because we bought Disney movies, we bought the
ticket,
vacations, we did
their
the
records,
things,
their music.
Records. We watched their games, we watched their movies, we watched all this shit.
We're just as good. I know.
We didn't know but
we know now.
Now we know.
And now I feel kind of dirty supporting PDIDDY because I listen to his music.
I mean, yeah, it
I'm
makes you
guilty.
feel a whole
Dirty.
different way. And you know what makes me so upset, really and truly? You're right, Trey. I agree. And I do that. I don't have cable TV, and I never will again in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't
I'll be
have
honest. I
I don't have
stream and
cable.
I go watch things that interest me.
Yeah. I got control of my channels now. Basically, what Tammy's just saying there. I don't have cable. I used to. I don't have anymore. And we just do Wi-Fi. We don't have cable. We don't. I mean, we just stream because I stay away from a lot of the news agencies. I still, and you're going to make fun of me. I can hear it now. People are going to. I watch the Weather Channel, but hey, come on. I like my things like that. But I don't watch big news agencies anymore. I just don't trust them.
So, Tim, man, that hit a nerve, all about money, power, and corruption. Let me tell you, because what my husband's attorney said to me was, it's not about his guilt or innocence. It's about money, power, and control.
Mm-hmm.
That was his excuse why he didn't defend my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Denton County, Texas.
Absolutely. And like you said, Tim, it's
money,
everywhere.
and control.
Yep. That's all I care about. And if we, and I think, tell me something, Tammy, if I'm wrong for this, because this is just my thought and possibly just opinion, but or maybe it's extreme, but my opinion on this is, what if we got rid of money? Now, keep in mind, I know this sounds stupid, because if we got rid of it, then how could we live? Okay. We'll get into that here in just a second. But what if we got rid of money? Would there be any more corruption? That's a good question.
Yeah, there probably would, but not as much as there is now.
So how can we, then I guess the bigger question is, how can we get rid of corruption? How can we stop the power on that?
Well, there's a lot of mentally ill people that love power and control.
Damn good question.
If you don't fix those mental health issues, you're not going to have a happy environment. There's always going to be fights about religion. There's always going to be fights about who's better than the other. It's the politics of it all. That's the problem. And they cannot relate to us. The only way to get them to relate to us is to take away their power and control.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. There really is no end to it, in a sense, was what you're saying, right?
Right. I mean, that's why Caesar went down, Tim, man. Think about it. He got powerful and they took him out. That's why kings and queens passed away so young. It wasn't necessarily about just not having the advancement of medicine and stuff like that. It was more about the fact there were so many assassinations back then. They were lucky to live to be 20. Go look it up.
Yeah, it's just sad. There's no excuse for it. I mean,
they didn't want the hierarchy, so they would be getting
correct him.
Yeah, if we were animals instead of humans, the world would be a better place. It's the truth. Everything man touches, and I don't mean men. I'm talking about humans.
Well, man.
Vicky, humans instead of woman.
Oh, I love it.
Everything we touch, we destroy. Our planet, our Earth.
Yep.
Our oceans.
Actually, well, no, you're right. Good night, Vicky. Take care. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, Vicky. Love you, Vicky.
Good.
Yeah, and stay in touch with us. Let us know when you need any more help. With that, keep in mind, I think about this power, greed, money, everything regarding this started when Adam and Eve and Adam ate the apple.
Yeah, I got a story about that, but not right now.
Okay, well, I
look it up again because it was like it wasn't that way.
That's what they say, anyways.
I gotta look it up. It's really unique spin on that, and you'll go, "What? Okay.
All right, fair enough. That's what I was taught, but you have to understand.
Me too, but
the evil started there.
We're also taught that Columbus discovered America too, but that's not so.
I know. Okay. Fair enough. All right, guys. Well, Tammy, again, co-host, thank you so much for being here, helping do this podcast and giving out this information and data. I appreciate it. Just hold on to your hats, guys. This is just the start.
Let's see what happens. Oh, also,
go ahead.
Friday night, Jay, the show. The 11-year-old, and I sent you what the sheriff had to say on out of Florida, that sheriff that I sent
Yeah, I believe it was on.
Mouth.
Yep.
I can't wait.
So I'm not going to try to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but
No, don't spoil it.
Okay, I won't say it then. You guys are going to tune in on Friday to watch it then. Another breaking, I guess you can consider another developing / breaking news. It's just getting younger and younger. It's a disgrace. So stay tuned for Friday's night's Man's Night show for that story and so much other crap. And if you guys paid attention, I did a breaking news event. There was a tragedy, if you will, in Georgia. I'm staying in contact with the individual that you saw in that video. It's another tragic death that didn't need to happen. He was complaining for weeks with chest pains and whatnot going on with his own chest, lungs, and all that for a week, and the CEOs ignored it. Another example why we have shitty-ass medical staff and shitty-ass DOC. He lost his life, and you can bet and guarantee the family is going to sue. So that's the updates I have for that. When I do have breaking news and all that, guys, I will get in here and do these breaking news events so you guys will be aware of what's going on. With that being said, let's get one more time in the chat. Trey Stone said this real quick. Buy lawyer insurance, forbid lawyers from becoming legislators, forbid prosecutors from profiting. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Trey. Timon, check your phone. Jay sent something to Fat Check. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate Timon. As soon as I'm done with the studio and over in my other portions of my studio here, I'll go check my phone. I would greatly do that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Trey said there isn't lawyers insurance, but there should be. Yeah, there's lawyers insurance. And then when it comes to our government entity, like I said before, there's also qualified immunity, which we need to get rid of because the taxpayers are always, stuck paying for their mistakes. And I'm sick and tired of that too. But go ahead, Tammy.
I had told my husband tonight. I was talking to him about the show and read him what Boozy wrote, and we were talking about all of it as a whole and everything. And I said, I guess what gets under my skin more than anything else in the world is that I want to open every one of their files. I said, why don't we just go ahead and do Minority Report type of shit? Because you know what? Can you imagine the judges, the lawyers, the prosecutors, the sheriffs, the chief of polices? I mean, and I'm not hating on all of them because there are good sheriffs out there. There are good judges, but they're very, very rare.
Yeah.
But I would love to call everybody's shit out on the table, so to speak, and see who actually gets to survive.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who is not without sin?
Everybody sins. We don't mean to, but we do.
But they can pass judgment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I get it. Well, Tammy, again, thank you. Real quick in the chat, Cadillac got in here, said they would make less mistakes if they had to pay. Yeah, if you got rid of qualified immunity, absolutely. If we got and won and got rid of qualified immunity, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we'll see as many mistakes as we see now.
Keep in mind that's up for the Senate right now. It's on the Senate floor. House has already passed to abolish it.
Interesting.
It's passed in the House.
Well, keep us up.
So write your senators be barking up their butt. I'm telling y'all now.
That's good news to hear.
Blow up their phones, blow up their emails.
This is the year for change, guys. If you want it. Yeah, right. This is the year for change and truth. If you want to see more of it, do your due diligence. Get down to your capital, talk to your lawmakers, talk to your governors, talk to your politicians, and get to know your politicians before you just hit that check mark on your voting ballot. Understand who you're voting for.
Ask them what side of the fence they're going to fall on for qualified immunity.
Yeah, absolutely. See what kind of policies they have.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Where are you going to vote?
Are they for us or are they for a government?
Or whatever company they're making stock money off of.
Yeah. Well, Tammy, thank you very much, Tammy, for being
You're
here. I
welcome.
appreciate you. And everybody in the chat, God bless you all. Love and respect every single one of you guys. This podcast is doing great and it's growing. It's getting faster. Hopefully you guys can share this information and all that and get it out there so we can at least make 10K before the summer is out. And we only got maybe a few months left before it's fall. Fall's coming up quickly. The leaves are already changing in some spots in the States. Nonetheless, guys, fall is almost here. Let's try to get to 10K. Share this and get me up there to 10K so we can do a 10K celebration and all that fun jazz. Tammy, again, it's an honor for you to be here and everybody in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, as you guys know, tune in for Friday's show where we're going to do something very interesting and shocking as usual right here on from Inside Out Network. With that being said, I'm your host, Jay. I will see you guys on the next one. Good night, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Good night.